And we're live. Fiber Spider
Hello.
back again with another video for you. We are live. It's been a hot minute since the last live stream. And here is my guest. This is Tara. Say hello.
Hi, guys. We made it.
Yeah, Tara is new to the live streams. She has been working so hard, and I can't thank her enough. Tara has been working very, very hard on making my Facebook page what it is. She's been doing all sorts of, fun things on there. And actually, if you could put, oh, I see chat. That's awesome because the last time I couldn't see
Oh,
chat.
good.
We got Margie and Sugar Diamond and Darth Mom and Ola Joe. Hi. Hi, everybody. So
Hi.
good. I'm so happy I can see the chat this time. This is fabulous.
Right. Must be your lucky.
And we've got Tony and Dina. Hi, everybody.
And I'm gonna
And
leave.
Donna. I think I said Dina. It's Donna. Excuse me. Hello. And we've got Dreams and Diana. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Ola. Yeah, it has been a while since our last live stream. A bunch has happened, obviously. Thank you, Kim. Yes, I'm feeling much better, much more stable. Not mentally, just physically. Um, and yeah, it happened on Sunday and then on Monday. Quick recap for those of you that may not know. On Sunday in the wee hours, I was woken up to chest pain and trouble breathing, and I was sort of like, you know, it's hard to describe. It's like, yeah, I was kind of like anxious about it, like, oh God, what's going on? And then I just sort of was like, you know what? I'll just lay here quietly and hope that it goes away. And eventually I fell back asleep. And then the next morning, the exact same thing happened, but it was worse. And so I'm like, Mom, please call an ambulance. And so they came in and they toted me off on a stretcher. I spent a couple of hours in the hospital. They did an EKG, they did blood work, they did a chest x-ray. And thank you, Kim. And all of those things came up negative for a heart attack. Yay! Although they didn't say what it was, they just said that what it wasn't. And so they gave me a prescription, and which I'm going to take now. And so that's really all it's been. I mean, I've just been resting a bunch.
Good.
Oh, thank you, Sugar Diamond and Bernice. Thank you, thank you. Honestly, I don't think it was a panic attack because I was asleep when it happened. Usually when I think of panic attack, it's like something triggers it. Well, I
Yeah.
wasn't having a nightmare or anything.
Hmm.
Hi, Panda. Love you.
I know. I'm glad you're finally feeling better. You sound better.
Well, thank you. Um, and so I've just been pretty much, taking it easy, for the most part. I mean, it's impossible for me not to do anything,
Right.
but I've been taking it easy for the most part. Anna and from Denmark. Hello to Denmark. Hello. Um, so for the most part, I've been taking it easy. Still trying to keep busy, but in a more not conservative, not reserved, more subdued,
There
a
you
more
go.
subdued
Yeah.
busyness, if you will. Um, so, well, maybe indigestion. Well, actually, somebody's like, "Have you been overdoing it on the refried beans?" Because that was a recipe that I really got into making, was refried beans, and I was like making my own tortillas and refried
Right.
beans, but I hadn't had any for a couple of days. Um, Gary, hi, Gary. Oh, he's lurking and working. I love the rhymes.
Right?
Um, oh,
You're such
angina.
a
I honestly, I don't know. I mean, also a lot of people in the comment section said that it might have been, uh, vaccine related. I haven't had a vaccine since last autumn, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think that that was it. I know that it does affect people differently, but from my
right.
experience, as soon as I get one, yeah, I feel like ick for like a day or two, but then after that, I feel totally normal and fine. Because usually I double up on the COVID vaccine and the flu shot back
Yep.
to back. That way, I get it all out of the way. I rip the Band-Aid off quick, and I don't have to deal with it twice over.
Yep, that's
But
exactly how I do it.
Kim says hi from Virginia. Oh, originally from Long Island. Long Island. Oi. You know.
Wow,
Oh,
close.
sugar. Um. So Kim. Not Kim, Tara, excuse me. I was just talking to Kim. Now I'm talking to Tara. Tara, so I'm sorry. I wanted to do my little overview spiel, but now I want to talk to you. So please tell our fabulous Spiderette audience what you have been up to on Facebook, and also if you could put a link to that in the chat
Oh,
or whatever, that would
yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, I can do a link to our group. Let me figure out how to do that.
Thank you, Luann. Oh wait, did somebody give who gifted memberships? I didn't see. I can't see the chat. I can't scroll back. Who gifted memberships?
Let me look. Received a gift membership. Oh, it just
I
went
see
back
lots
on
of
me.
gifted memberships, but who was the generous soul? Who gifted memberships?
It just went up on me again. I just saw him. Rosa Sanchez, I believe, and Noel Doffler. Christy
Michael
J
did.
received
Oh, it
a
just says Michael
membership.
did. Michael, thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't see. I because the thank you very, very much, Michael. Thank you, MDL. Yeah, MDL also is a really fabulous YouTuber. I believe he's not feeling too hot today, so I think he's lurking. I think he's lurking. Michael, thank you very, 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 very much. Michael specializes in Tunisian crochet, um, where I sort of freewheel. I go all over the place. Michael, he is incredible at Tunisian. If any of you haven't checked him out before, MDL Crochet, check out his channel.
Yeah.
Um, he's awesome sauce. Thank you, Michael. So very sweet. Yeah, I do apologize. It's like I can't scroll through the chat to see who did what. So I apologize for missing that.
Yeah, and they keep like jump every time somebody comments, they jump on me. Isn't technology fun?
Oh yeah, well when it works.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm sorry. Back to what you were saying before. I was like, squirrel.
Oh, honey, I like squirrels. They're fun.
They
They're
are
good.
fun.
But yeah, no, we have been busy. I have to give a shout out to Kay. She has been phenomenal in letting me kind of have free reign and have some fun with the group. It was because of her back in June when we decided to take the group private. The reason we did that is we were finding that a lot of spam and robots were getting in. Um, right now, when we have someone join our group, it's important that they make sure we have 3 membership questions that we need them to answer, and they agree to the group rules. The answer to one of the questions is within our group rules, so they know exactly what's going on and what to expect from us.
Smart.
What was happening is that they didn't have to do this previously, and when people tried to join, they would sit in a queue for about an hour. Well, when you have 2 people across the globe accepting all of these in, Facebook was automatically accepting blankets of, say, 25 to 30 people at a time. We average right now about 30 to 40 members a week increase. So when we saw 1 week where we had over 1,000 people join.
Oh, Matt, thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you for the
Oh,
super chat, Matt. Thank you, thank you. And yes, Matt, the Rock and Crocheter, he is another fabulous, fabulous YouTube friend of mine.
yeah.
He might be able to hop in.
Oh, fantastic. We love
You know,
company.
of course. Well, he's going to go see a concert, I believe he said. But we'll play things by ear. But go ahead.
So we've got right now, as far as memberships going, we expect by the end of the month, your membership should hit 21,000 members
Good
this month.
gosh.
21,000. It has been phenomenal.
Well, thanks to you.
We're having a blast with it. I have to tell you, I wrote down a few statistics. The number one country that we have right now, we have 14,236 members in the United States.
Dang.
The second one is the United Kingdom with 2,035 members. We have in Australia over 1,300, and Sydney is our number one city that tunes in and is on our group, which is great. The top United States city is New York. New York, we have 103
Excuse me, I'm
members.
sorry. Stephanie sent in a super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're amazing too. Thank you so much. Oh, and Helen says, I ordered 2 more bags of yak wool. They should be arriving soon. I hope the brown matches. I want you to have a sweater with sleeves. Oh, that's so sweet. Because I was afraid that, what you sent might not be enough for sleeves for a sweater. But oh my, Helen, you are such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. You do so much, and I really appreciate it. Believe you me. Thank you in advance.
Yeah, and that was pretty yarn too.
Very pretty.
I can't wait to see what you come up with that.
Hi, Fiber Jazz. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the conversation and talk
absolutely.
I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to do everything. And I'm also working on my English paper piecing as well. I saw that somebody else is working on that too. Because you know me, I
king of multitask for sure.
The queen.
that works too. We will take that. But yeah, no, things have gone fantastic on the group. We started out and there really wasn't a lot of resources that we had. So the first thing that we started to do was to put albums. The reason behind the albums is they can go through now and see pictures. I had to create the albums, then I had to screenshot some pictures out of your tutorials. Then we had to get them over to the albums. But what is working out is they can actually use that album to pick out a project that they want to do because they can see them all in a lineup. And our members are adding their pictures to your albums. So like if you want
kind of like in Ravelry.
Exactly. And what they're doing is, say you want to do the Which Way Filet Square, you can click into that album and we've already got a couple dozen of them that our members are putting in. And what I love is you can look at those projects, get ideas of the colorways that you want to work within the projects. And it's been working out great. I will say I managed to get myself into Facebook jail for a little while because of our albums.
Well, you're enthusiastic.
Well, apparently, according to Facebook, I can put links in quicker than a robot can. So what I'm trying to do is eventually all of our albums are going to have a link within the comments so that they can look at the album, decide if that's what they want to do, and then when you click into the comments, you can go straight to the YouTube video and not have to hunt around for it.
Helen, sorry to interrupt. Helen, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are so generous. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been so much fun making some toys for you guys. Um,
Well, you
from
know what? I love the idea with what you were talking about as far as the albums, because a lot of projects, they take on a completely different aura, appeal, je ne sais quoi,
yeah,
when uh, they have just a different colorway. You know, it has a
mhm,
totally different look. And half the battle when I'm doing my tutorials and doing my projects and my swatches is figuring out what yarn would look best with said stitch or said project or what have you. Um, you know, what would look good, because in my early spider days, I used like a quick change variegated for like
yep.
way too many things, and as a result you couldn't see the stitches for the forest, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
um,
mhm.
and eventually I learned that sometimes less is more, and I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating. If you have a really elaborate stitch pattern or a really textured stitch pattern, you know, the more elaborate the stitches are, the less elaborate you want the color to be.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
more the more uniform and plain the stitch is, um, uh, I just didn't want my screen to tap out. Because it'll go to sleep if I don't periodically, you know, scroll.
Right.
Um, So, yeah, the more uniform, like for instance, if you just did an entire project with single crochets, use a crazy
Yep.
colorway. But if you're doing something like the virus stitch, you might want to do, you know, something a little bit more subdued or a longer colorway, so you get like nice big chunks of color in there. So it's about balance, and I learned that the hard
Mhm.
way. So, like you were saying, with you know the pictures that people put up, you can see how the different stitches react to the different colorways. It's like a
Oh,
litmus
it's
test.
fantastic. And it makes it so much easier for people to be confident in what they're doing because how many times have you ripped out an entire project at the end because it just didn't work out? And the idea behind these
Yeah.
albums is hopefully it makes it a little bit easier to pick those pictures out and to get the right colors that they want. Uh,
Thank you, Sharon Cat. Yeah, because like there's a difference between super chic and super weak.
yep,
You know,
exactly. And
there's definitely a
when we
difference.
started doing all of the different stuff, we wanted to try to make the Facebook group as interactive as like what we're doing now and make it a little bit more user friendly. So we added a bunch of resources. We now have, I believe, 52 files in our file system. They are broken up. There's a master tutorial which does everything, all of your crochet, the Tennessean, the Ami, and all of that. You can find listings that are separate for crochet. There's a separate one for the knitting, just to make it a little bit easier to find stuff. Now, when they click on these files, what happens is it instantly downloads it to their device. So you need to go into your device, wherever your downloads go, like my phone is going to be separate than, say, a tablet. Wherever your downloads go, you will now have that file. Then you can take that file and directly click a link to exactly what pattern you want. Some of the frustration we found is that people were having a hard time finding which pattern because you kind of have to either scroll through your dates and they couldn't find stuff. And we decided it was easier if you set up a file and alphabetize the file because Facebook does not let us organize. By setting these up, it seems to have made it easier to get in. Albums are still a little touchy. We have discovered that the links that are within our files do not work with the mobile app. There is a workaround for that. Instead of using the app in your phone, you can actually go to Facebook through your browser, and that will allow you to access the files. It's just a little more complicated to do it that way. But we try to.
Out of
Yeah,
curiosity, do you have a rabid bird?
yeah, that's my African gray. He's that's the smoke alarm. He's he's special to say the least. I was cooking chicken.
Oh, we're all special
Oh,
here.
he is a whole unique breed all of his own. I was making boneless chicken the other night, cutting it up to make a stir fry, and he's sitting in his cage. I really, really like chicken. It's like, dude, I have to at least cook it before I can give it to you. He's just. I before I retired, I did 25 years of pet retail, and I've got 3 parrots downstairs, a couple of dogs, my kids. I've If it was a rejected pet, they generally come to my house, but they're fun. But yeah, no, that is Mookie. He is about 62 years young.
Wow.
So, but yeah, no, and that's like,
Well, because at first I didn't know if it was a child with a whistle, a smoke alarm, or some sort of pet that decided to go on a
oh yeah,
tear.
that's like right now he's pretending that he's my pet cockatiel, which he's not. But he's entertained. So that's all that really matters, as long as he's happy. Uh,
Well, because you did say that your son might be a bit vocal playing a
yeah.
video game, which that happens when Michael goes live. Sometimes Panda in the other room is playing a video game, and you could hear the swearing and the
Oh
cursing
yeah.
and the expletives and so on and so
Well,
forth. It's actually really
it's
funny
funny.
because you just hear like this random screaming in the
Well, I
background.
live next door to a church, and I have warned my son several times that they are going to send someone over for an exorcism soon if he continues. he's,
Well, either that or an excommunication,
he is very enthusiastic with his gaming, to say the least.
Well, you know what? Tell him that I feel for him because, I'm a very avid gamer myself. And for those of you that might be interested, I will be doing a new season on Fiber Spider Games of Minecraft.
Ooh.
Um, Yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've played it, and there's been a lot of updates on there since the last time, and, so I thought, "You know what? It's time." Um,
Yeah, I actually had discovered that.
Jesus called, he said no save points, LOL. Um, I love Panda. Oh, hi, Spring. Hello. Um So yeah, I've been playing Minecraft and I've recorded a bunch of episodes, and so that's going to be probably up relatively soon. Um, and Panda, there are pandas in the game. There are. I have met some pandas. They are so cute. And for those of you that are not necessarily familiar with Minecraft, um, basically, it's about exploration and building and making things, and it's a lot of fun. It can be very subdued or it can be very stressful depending on what time of day it is, because at night in the game
Oh.
zombies and skeletons and creepers and spiders and all sorts of nasty things come and they try to kill you. But during the daytime, usually it's very subdued. And I've been working on building houses and farms, and it's a lot of fun. It's pretty
You've just
wholesome.
explained to me why my son is up at 2 a.m. I now understand. He likes the zombies.
Um, let's see. There was a bleep. There was a bleep. Let me see here.
Yep.
Trying to see something.
Yep.
Oops, no. It sounded as if somebody was trying to join in, but I didn't see the
Uh,
thingamabobber. Hmm. Okay, because I heard a little, like
right.
somebody was trying to join in. I don't know if somebody did, but if so, please try again. I missed it. Sorry, my bad.
That's
Um,
okay.
so at any rate, okay, let's go back to full screen mode. Can we go back to full screen mode? There we go. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay. Yes, yay for panda. Yes. Yes. But pandas are cool. Pandas are very cool. But yeah, the pandas in Minecraft, they're absolutely adorable. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Minecraft before, it is a lot of fun. I did a couple of seasons prior, and some of my builds were very elaborate. And so I'm starting over from scratch. So my first home was really sad. Oh, oh, oh. I tried hitting the button thingy. I'll try it again. Let me scroll. Ah, there she is.
Heidi ho, neighbor.
Come on. There we go. Hello.
Hello. Can
We're
you hear me?
having a party today.
Hi.
I got a moment or
How
two.
are
I
you, my
can talk.
love?
Oh my gosh, Craig. I'm going crazy, but I'm here for a moment.
Well, thank you for popping in. I'm sorry, you got cut off a little bit. What were you saying?
I said, Heidi ho, neighbor. I said, I'm going crazy, but I'm here for a moment.
Why are you
Thank you.
going crazy, hon?
Oh, just the stuff to do
Life?
today. It's never ending.
Understood.
Nope.
Totally understood.
Running around like it's a
With
rat
Yeah,
race.
well, chicken without a head on a hamster wheel with extra pixie sticks.
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
Right? Something along those
I'm
lines.
running like I'm running from
nope.
pink.
I get it. I totally get it. And actually, you know what? Something that I was meaning to do, but it totally slipped my mind. Um, so the last Friday that I would have gone live, I didn't because I was in the tattoo chair.
Mhm.
And I was in the tattoo chair for 5 hours. It was painful.
Oh,
It
it's
was very
fabulous,
painful.
though.
Was that?
It's fabulous. Absolutely
Mm.
fabulous.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, I was there for like 6 hours because it was an hour of like sort of consultation and figuring out, oh, like how should we go about this? And my artist Patrick, he's awesome, and so he had like a photo of a guy, side view, and because I wanted to get out on my arm, and I'm like, okay, ignore the tattoo. Can I just look like him? You know. Very, very nice build. And so he started like overlaying, various designs and things over him. And then like we were like figuring out, right, well, it's like a patchwork, but human. Um, and so, uh, you know, I'm really pleased, but it's a work in progress. Keep in mind. Now, let me see if I can blow myself up. Um,
I'm excited.
oop, oop. Let me see. No, I don't want to remove.
Single dose.
Okay, so wait. Nope, I hit the wrong one.
I can see that
Okay,
we're
no,
all technologically challenged.
there we go.
Well,
Okay, so there
there
we
we
go.
are.
Sorry for technical weirdness. Okay, so like I said, it is early days, so bear with me. But
Oh, love that.
Oh, oh my gosh,
I
yes.
just love how that
so
part
That is
reminds me of the
the
jazz.
awesome.
the centerpiece was from the previous time, and that's the flower of life. And that little red spot, yeah, I'm kind of breaking out a little bit, so that's not part of the tattoo. And then around
Oh,
that, he was working on doing a mandala. And then below that, it's based off of a
nice.
sashiko or sashiko design of Japanese embroidery, which I absolutely love. Now, here's the thing. When he was doing this and when he was doing this,
Ooh.
oh
Uh-huh.
my God.
Yeah, that hurt.
Uh-huh.
Pain is real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain is a real thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, it is a work in progress. I mean, I absolutely love how he framed the flower of life with the mandala, and I love the shading that he did. It's stippling. I absolutely love that, and so it's a work in progress. You know, I do want to do the rest of the arm, but I am not going past the wrist. That's my rule. I don't go
Right.
past the wrist. I don't go
Right.
past the neckline, and I am not going to do my tootsies. No.
Mm,
You know, so I want to
Mm.
be able to wear, you know, pants and a long sleeve shirt and be able to hide what I have. Not that
mhm.
I'm not embarrassed, but for professional reasons,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that's my rule.
Mhm.
So that is what I was doing the last potential live stream. I was getting inked, and it healed marvelously. Thank you, everybody. I really, you know, I love how it turned out, and it healed really nicely. There was no scabbing, no scarring, very little plasma involved, and I'm just really delighted. And I already have my next appointment already set up for the 19th of this month.
Right.
Yeah, it
Yay.
was the day after I got
You know,
done that I set up the next appointment. I'm like, I'm not waiting.
Yep. Oh,
no.
ink is addictive.
You know the center. Sorry.
I said ink is very addictive.
Right? The center of the top, the upper one, looks like the jasmine
Yeah.
stitch to
Yeah,
me.
Oh,
it's
absolutely. It
it
really
was
does.
originally inspired by the flower of life. And yes, it
That's
does very much resemble the sort of sideway poofy clusters of the jasmine stitch. But
yeah.
for me, it was all
Yeah.
about the sacred geometry, because even though I'm not spiritual, I do have an appreciation for geometric configurations, especially ones that tessellate.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. It looks awesome,
Thank
Yeah.
Craig.
you. And the thing is that also, even my mom she said that she likes it because it's tasteful. You know, she was afraid that I was going to get maybe like Betty Page or something
Right.
lascivious or something scandalous. It's like, no, I'm going for something that's, you know, tasteful.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't see anything wrong with getting whatever it is that you want as long as you're willing to accept people's responses, you
Right.
know? Um, and,
Right.
you know, like you can have whatever you want, but if you're going to get something that's literally X rated on your forearm, be prepared,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
You know, me on the
manipulated.
other hand, you know, I love geometric patterns, and so like on this arm, there can be other patterns. It's not all going to be this particular pattern. There's other sashiko designs um, that I would like to get integrated into that. Now on this arm, because I have the Celtic work, I want to get more Celtic work on this arm, so that the themes
Yeah.
are cohesive.
Right.
And there are a couple of
You need a
designs.
tree of
Sorry.
life on there. You need a tree of life on each side of that where the root.
Actually, well, I mean, I would love to get the Green Man on my back, in the
Yeah.
center of my back,
That
and I
would
have
be
an image of
cool.
him that I love. And there's also a couple of they're not quite mandalas. Um, they are circular in design. One of them, it's three rabbits,
Hmm.
Ooh.
and they're connected by their ears. So you have a rabbit with his ears, a rabbit with his ears, and then like a rabbit with his ears. And the thing is,
Huh.
they're all sharing their ears.
That sounds
So
cool.
the two ears of one rabbit go into the two ears of another rabbit that go into the two ears of another rabbit. And so they're all connected, and they're sort of like running in a triangular circle shape. Um, and so that's one that I had my eye on. There's another one with a couple of dogs, hounds specifically, and there's a lot of symbolism that goes into the imagery, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot going on, but I wanted to share the current progress because the night that I had gotten it, it was a Friday night, and I got home kind of late, and my mom even texted me. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. It took a long time," um,
Mm-hmm.
and so that night I wasn't able to do much of anything. I was sore.
Oh yeah.
I was really sore, and all the adrenaline had, been, it came and it went. And so I was just sort of completely depleted, deflated, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. Panda
Okay.
says years back in the military started making you cover up the triple X stuff if it was showing. Now you have to have a waiver to join if you have ink showing. Interesting.
And they noticed it's your 9-year anniversary, my dear. Yes,
Yes.
it is. Coming Sunday. Congratulations, Craig. It's fabulous.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely
you. I
fabulous.
mean, I didn't think I was even on for that long.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It all started with Alice in Wonderland.
But, getting back to what we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
via text, I thought that I was posting Aesop's prior to that, though,
Yeah, no, I can actually let me pull it up. I had
because I
looked
could have sworn that, I had started with Aesop's, and then I went to I know that Alice was early, but I could swear.
yeah,
And Linda, it's okay if you hate tattoos. They're not for everybody, it's okay.
Right. Personal
Yeah,
preference.
it's totally fine.
Absolutely.
Like I'm
Absolutely.
not, you know, uh, I'm not into like certain body modifications. Like, I mean, some people they go so far as to tattoo their eyes, and it's not so much like going in with like a tattoo gun and like da 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 da. No, it's actually like people inject ink into the sclera of their eyes, and
ugh,
Mm.
I mean that sometimes
Mm-mm.
can look cool, but the risk is outrageous. Like you can
oh,
go blind from that. So I disagree with doing that. Some people they actually remove their noses or their ears.
ugh,
Um, they do it, certain body modifications
Yeah.
I think are perhaps a little too extreme, especially
yeah,
when your health
Right.
is involved. Um, as
Mm-hmm.
far as piercings, I don't see anything really wrong with them,
mm,
provided, of course, you're not becoming a human lightning rod as a result of it.
yeah, yeah. I agree. But yeah, no, I am looking, and your very first video that came out was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. We did chapter 1. That was back. Let me stop.
Setting the
That was
Wayback Machine.
Yes, it was. Well, what I do is I click on videos, and then you can click, they come up automatically under latest, but there's a tab where you can put it to the oldest. And that is how I actually started entering all of the albums and the files into the system because it was just easier at that point. Of course, I did it 5 different ways, but eventually they all fell together.
What was it? Was
Um,
it 5 different ways from Sunday?
it was Sunday through Saturday, 5 times each day. I changed it. The hard part is I wanted to make it easy for our members to use. And while I'm good using an Excel spreadsheet, I know that a lot of our seniors just can't grasp that. And that's why we decided to go over to the
I'm one
Word
of
format.
them.
And by using the Word format, because it's just like reading a book, it made it really, really easy to go
I like
through them.
word format. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you had your first was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and then that was followed by The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, which everybody on Facebook, we're starting Edgar Allan Poe next week in honor of Halloween.
Yes.
We have 2
Yes.
episodes that come out every Monday and Friday, and we are seeing every week we have more and more clicks because I have an insight where I can see what's happening with our posts, and slowly but surely everybody's starting to watch them.
And
Um,
yes, Sharon, we do. Tara, she's my admin for my Facebook group. So yes, we do. I mean, as much, I will say this, as much as I love what Facebook does for our online community, I don't have the time between Facebook and Instagram and TikTok,
Mhm.
the ticky-tacky, um, and all sorts of social media. As much as I would love to, I do not have the time, and I do not have the energy. As much as I would love to, I don't. That being said, it makes me so very thankful that Tara does.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
it's incredible what you've been doing, and I do
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
I don't have, um, uh, I hit a button. I hit a bad button. Undo. There we go. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
But you're consistent.
I was trying to keep my screen from closing out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But
So Tara has been a godsend, and everybody
That's
else
awesome.
affiliated, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tara, if you want to name drop, please do.
oh, absolutely. We have Kay Rain is our main admin who let me come in to help. She is phenomenal. That poor woman has put up with so many ideas that I have thrown at her, and she has been so enthusiastic. We have a new moderator who started with us about a month and a half ago, Michelle. She has been fantastic. She helps us to make sure that all of our approvals go through, that our members are getting into the group. And we actually started a couple of weeks ago where we now have group experts, and they have been such a resource. These are members that
Good.
they spend a lot of time on the page. They make sure they're commenting to all of our group members, letting them know what they do, and they're really, really good at their craft. We sent them
Good.
invitations to be our group experts. And what that does is designate to our new members, this is somebody that you can listen to. They're going to be able to get you steered in the right direction. And they have been such a great addition to our group. We have 3 separate chats that we use. We have one for the administrators just to get the background stuff and all the technical stuff and ideas together. We have another group, which is myself and Kay, the admins, plus Michelle, our moderator. So we can all make sure we're on the same page, watch to make sure everybody's getting positive comments. And it is always, always, always 100% positive feedback at all times. Then we started up with our experts. We have Lena. We were unsure how it was going to work out. It has been fabulous. Lena actually bases out of Bulgaria. She is probably asleep as we speak, I'm hoping. No one's probably awake watching us anyway. Uh, she is a retired piano teacher who has just been so active in our group. We have Rebecca Kakis, she posts all the time, all of your creations, does phenomenal work, and is always so positive to our group. And
Thank
then
you,
we
Sarah.
have Miss Inga Wagner. Inga is fantastic. She's enthusiastic. Not only does she love our group chat, she has made it beautiful with a celebration background in celebration of your 9-year anniversary. And we're having a lot of fun with it. It's
That's
such
awesome.
a great group of positive people. My son's a truck driver, and I've been hanging out with truck drivers for the last 2 years, and it is a breath of fresh air in comparison.
It's like the
It can
softer
relate.
side of Sears.
It very, very much so is. And it's just been a lot of fun. But I have to tell you, Craig, they have a lot of questions for you. They want to know more.
Okay.
They
Always.
want information about you.
Always.
What's the tea?
Great. Well, the first question they have is, how old were you when you first started, and what was your very first fiber art?
All right. Well, if we're talking fiber arts,
Yes.
then we're going way back.
Oh yeah.
Back to
What?
the 1980s.
Yes, good time.
Crocheting, honestly, crocheting didn't start until I was about, I want to say maybe 22, maybe.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm 46 now.
You're
Well,
still
it was funny
young.
because at the hospital, they're like, well, you're young. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I was having a Kathy Bates moment, not you dirty bird. No, not that Kathy Bates. The
Bird.
Kathy Bates of I'm too young to be old and I'm too old to be young. Girl, you need some hormones, some stress tabs, number two, or whatever, for good measure. You
Right.
need some hormones. I'm like, I'm not going through the change, but I am not a spring chicken.
Yes.
And, but um what I first started off with, quite honestly, was using embroidery floss. I was making friendship bracelets.
I remember
We're going
those.
way back to the
Yeah.
1980s, which was essentially a form of like macrame knotting, if you will, where you like wrapped the string around like in like a four formation, and then you like pulled the knot all the way up to the
Yep.
top, and then went to the next
Yep.
set, pulled the knot all the way up to the top, and you had like
Yep.
this like diagonal candy cane stripe looking thing at the end of it. I think that would probably be like my first foray into fiber arts. I also did like some latch hooking when I was itty bitty. Predominantly, though, I want to say it was the friendship bracelets. And my mom was doing a craft fair when I was in elementary school, and she had like a little company, if you will.
Mhm.
Did somebody gift memberships again? Because Luann
I
just
did.
said thank you, or is that from before?
It's probably from before. I didn't see
Yeah.
another
Okay.
one come through.
I don't know. But if somebody did, thank you regardless. You guys are so awesome sauce. So my mom was doing a craft fair, and her company name was Crafts by You, EWE. And her little logo was a little sheep.
Oh,
Aw.
that's cute.
Yeah. And so crafts for you. And then so she had like a whole bunch of crafts that she did. And then I'm like, oh, I want to get in on this. So I made a ton of friendship bracelets and I sold them. I think it was like
Awesome.
$1 a pop
Right.
or something. And here's the kicker. Somebody took one of mine and put theirs in its place. It was like this old raggedy worn thing. They left theirs and they took one of mine.
Not nice.
That's because you're better at it. That's because
And
you're
but no,
more
I
talented.
I sold out.
Wow.
I sold
Mm.
out. And
No,
so that,
that would be a fun tutorial for the group. We're trying to get all the kids involved. They would love
I
that.
thought about it. I have thought about it. And
That's why
they're very easy. They really
and
are.
that's why I started the origami on the page, because my thought is everybody in the States, they were all doing last minute vacations. And I thought origami was a great thing that you can do in the car because most of
Oh
our
yeah.
cars have got a TV up in the roof.
And it's
But
Yeah.
quiet.
friendship bracelets would be
Yeah.
another great way to get the kids involved. It's
Small
just
So I
like
think
that worm knitting.
Mhm.
It's
um
such a good introduction.
Yes.
that was probably, like my first foray into fiber arts. Like I didn't get into crocheting and knitting until I was in my 20s. Crocheting came first, then came knitting. And um, both of them, I had issues with both of them initially, like getting the tension just
Right.
right. And because like when I first started knitting, my yarn was squeaky. It was like a bunch of mice revolting and rebelling.
Yep.
It was very squeaky, but
Oh,
eventually you learn it's like, okay, relax,
right.
breathe, chill, use a bigger hook size, a bigger needle size,
Mhm.
chill. Um, so I mean that I would say that's kind of how I started with that, you know.
All right.
And
Well,
thank you everybody for your awesome comments. Thank you off the hook.
Yes.
so out of all of those fiber art projects, what do you think is the most difficult one to do?
anything with knitted cables.
Knitting cables. See, I want
Yeah.
to try and knit, but my boys have told me that they're concerned if I'm walking around with pointy objects. So they've told me not to knit, to stick to the crochet hooks. They feel far safer with those.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Well, I mean,
really lucky I'm past my embroidery days.
well, the thing is with knitting needles, if you're using straight knitting needles, it's like you got like little stiletto daggers. You know, if you're using circular knitting needles, you've got a garrote.
Yep. Oh yeah, my boys have a very healthy fear of those. They told me no. Stick to your crochet. You will be much better.
Um,
I
but
think it's
yeah, like as
better.
much as I love the look of knitted cables, no,
Yeah.
no. Knitted cables are very fiddly. They're even more difficult to fix if you make a mistake. So I have a tendency of staying away from them, and that's why Russ from It's Raining Yarn. Russ loves to tease me about knitted cables, especially in Kelly Green, because he knows I hate Kelly Green.
No.
There's nothing natural about that shade of green.
No,
No,
there isn't.
it's
I
not.
agree. I agree.
Mm-mm. Yucky.
So their next question for you is they want to know what is your favorite book? You have lots of narrations, but is
Mm.
there a favorite book or author that you don't necessarily have on those lists?
Well, I mean, I love Ray Bradbury. You know, I mean, I did do like a favorite, like a top 10 movie and
Yep.
book list
Yep.
not terribly long ago. But I mean, like Ray Bradbury, Neil Gaiman. There are a lot of authors that I do like to read that I can't read on the channel because
Oh yeah.
I would get smacked with copyright issues. So that's why all the narrations are from like 100 some odd years ago, because those are public domain. Um, so you know, I have to use what I got, what I
Oh,
can,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I'm currently in the middle of reading the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook by Matt Dinneman. Um, he wrote the Dungeon Crawler Carl series because there was Dungeon Crawler Carl and then Carl's Doomsday Scenario, and then there's like after this one, there's like 4 more, and he's working on book number 8. Really good.
Hmm.
Really good series. I mean, if you like role-playing games, RPGs, that sort of thing, it will make a lot more sense because picture, the surviving inhabitants of Earth end up in like a giant role-playing game where if you die in the game, you die for real. The stakes are real. So it's sort of like the Hunger Games meets Ready Player One meets uh, 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 the Maze Runner. Like put all those together in a blender, hit puree, have a love child, and you get Dungeon Crawler Carl.
That sounds
Um,
good. I'd have to read that. That sounds pretty cool.
It is. There's a lot of very snarky humor. Carl is accompanied by his cat, Princess Donut, who's really snarky. Um, and there's like goblins and lava spitting llamas that are drug dealers. I mean, it's all sorts of craziness. Um, you know, lots of craziness, but it's fun, and they're very quick as far as the read. I'm also currently reading on audiobook. It's Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. Um, and on an ebook, I'm currently reading, it's a book called Cabal, Cabal by Clive Barker. And that book was turned into the movie Nightbreed. It's a horror book. And it's okay. I mean, Clive Barker is more known for Hellraiser. And the
Right.
original book to that was The Hellbound Heart. Um,
Okay.
it's okay. I mean, Clive Barker has a tendency of writing things extremely graphic for the sake of writing them extremely graphic, whether it is horrific or sexual. He goes for shock value, I think. But, it's interesting. And the reason why I wanted to read that was because my tattoo artist suggested it.
All right. All right. Well, their next question has to do with your tutorial projects. What do you do with all of these fabulous creations when you finish them? Do you give them
Well, hello,
away?
Christy. Um, well, sometimes I gift them, sometimes I keep them, sometimes I sell them, sometimes they just accumulate.
Okay.
Um, right now, I I have an accumulation, um, and
Feel the pain.
so you know, I will be donating a bunch this upcoming winter.
Mhm.
My library that I work at, they do a collection for people in need, and then also Matt, he's doing a collection for, I believe, Army vets, if I'm not mistaken. So I keep very little of what I make in the long run. Um, and if it's just a swatch, I rip it out so that I can reuse the yarn.
Yep, and frog it out and start all
Yeah.
over.
Mhm.
So, out of all of the projects that you've done, and there are a lot of projects, if you had to pick one favorite, what do you think that would be?
Um,
And you have right now a total of 556 projects that you have done and 802 tutorials.
well, because I was gonna say, it's like, are you counting like part one, part two, part three of the
Oh
same
no,
project?
oh no, no, this is all separate projects, my darling. You have, I added them all up for crochet, 454, which is a fabulous engine in a car, by the way. You have 71 that are knit, 9 Tunisian. The Amies, you have 8, and then there are 14 others, be it the lucette or the finger knitting and things like that. But you have right now a grand total of 802. So out of the 556 projects,
Yeah.
if you had to pick one go-to pattern out of any of them, do you have a favorite? Can you pick one?
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, now that you put it like that,
Surprise! Happy anniversary, darling! You're getting numbers from us.
well, off the hook says "Holy Shimoli," and that makes me think
Yeah.
of who said "Holy Shimoli"? Well, there's "Holy Guacamole," "Holy Macanoli." That was a Punky Brewster thing.
Mhm.
"Holy Shimoli."
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I heard "Holy Shimoli" first. I think it was from the Peanut Butter Solution. Really good but creepy '80s movie. Um, what, you've seen that?
Yes, I'm old, honey. I've seen a lot of them.
No, because most people don't know what I'm talking about. No, I love that movie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no, I've seen all. My husband likes very unusual things, so
okay.
yeah, I don't necessarily see the whole thing, but I'm in the room.
Well, as far as my favorite project, I mean, offhand, I would say it would have to be probably something Granny,
Yep.
because that's like my favorite stitch. I love the Granny. Probably a like a join as you go Granny,
Yeah, yeah, I know. My
probably.
favorite is the Granny and Virus. Absolutely love that.
How about
They,
you,
they,
Spring?
I like your when you did the virus
Well, no, but I
shawl.
mean, like, is there like I'm not just talking about me. I'm just talking about like things that you.
I know.
It's not all about
I
me.
know. Oh, of course it is.
No,
It's
no, no, no,
okay.
no, no.
It's your
It doesn't have to be in my
show. I
playlist. No, if there's something that you really groove on, please.
No, I did. I liked the I originally when you put out the virus shawl, this was long before I ever started creating content. I absolutely loved the virus shawl.
no,
And then you took it a step further and went virus meets granny. And I was like, okay, I love that. And then it was like, ooh, virus meets granny square.
mhm,
That was fun.
I mean, also like the Granny Kaleidoscope. I mean, that one. I mean, if
that's
you don't mind
Yes.
sewing in
fabulous.
all those god awful ends, I mean, that one is a great one
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
yeah. I made it on that one. I had it for the longest time. I had it just over the back of a chair. It was just like I made it to like the fourth blocks out. And that was it. I was like, I'm done.
Yep.
Well, because it sort of sneaks up on you, like the rate of growth. It's like, oh, I need a lot more yarn.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and
Hi,
It
Jax.
started off.
that's one of the most popular postings that we have is the Granny Kaleidoscope blanket. We have one member a couple of weeks ago, she did one. You guys are going to have to go check out the page to find it. Look for, we have a Friday Fiber feature, and she won a couple weeks ago with that and did such stunning work. The pictures that she, or the colors that she chose, made it almost seem 3D. And it was,
Mm.
I'm amazed at the talent some of our members have, and we absolutely love to showcase it. So please send your pictures. We love to see them. Absolutely love it. Send them in. Put them in our albums.
That's awesome. I do have to run, Craig.
Okay.
I hate that it was short, but I got a long drive
No,
ahead of me.
seriously, no apologies necessary. I'm just glad that you could make it, and I want to thank you for joining us.
Good to meet you, Spring. We
Thank
have
you
to
for
do this
having
again.
me.
This is fun.
Yes, good to see you. And I'll try to post more in his
No
Facebook group,
worries.
but like him,
Thank you.
get it. I get it.
Yeah. Well, you guys are always busy, so I can handle the face group end for you guys, and you can just do your mastering.
Thank you, Spring.
All right, love it,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye. See you.
Oh man, I love her.
Oh, she's fabulous.
She's awesome sauce. You know. So what other sorts of questions do
Well,
we
one of
have?
the biggest questions that we have, and this actually comes from Lena, who is over in Bulgaria. She was really
I'm sorry to
surprised.
interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Helen wants to know where you can send photos.
You can send photos straight to our face group. If you go to the Facebook page, at the very top, there's like a box that says that you can post to the group. When you put your pictures into the group, then it comes to me and I send in an approval for it and it'll pop right up magically.
Could you pop in the link again, please?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank
Let
you
me
so
go
much. You are fabulous like that. See, I can't do none of this stuff because I'm doing everything on my phone as per usual. You got a big setup going on over there.
Yes, luckily, well, I don't get to use this setup very often. This is my husband's office, and I never get up here. But I tell you, I did find. Apparently, we have his secret stash, so we will be using the office more often.
You know what? All right. I'm going to say this, and I mean this as a total compliment. Are you familiar with the show Criminal Minds?
Yes.
You remind me of Garcia.
Thank you.
And I mean that as a compliment because she's the most fun on that show.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I love what you sent me the other day. Let me see if I can find this on my phone. I showed my husband and my
Oh
son
no.
the picture that you sent me, and it
Oh
really
no.
described me to a T on the page. I have to pull it up, but I don't want to have your phone number.
Like I said, I mean it. I always mean it as a compliment. If I mean something not as a compliment, oh, you'll know.
Oh yeah.
But this was totally meant as a yes. Creations by Jack says, "Hey, baby girl."
That's all right. You guys can see my phone number. This is what Craig posted me as on my phone the other day.
Edna from The Incredibles.
Yes. Actually, Despicable Me.
I thought she was in The Incredibles.
No, she is the crazy. Oh, maybe it is The Incredibles.
I thought it was The Incredibles.
Oh, you're right. It is that. She's fabulous. I love her. But I think I may actually have to make that my icon on Facebook. I really liked that. That was funny.
Well, and also there's this one guy on, I've seen a lot of YouTube shorts where he's dressed as her and he's scooched all the way down and he does this weird little walk and he's like, come after me, come, and he's wearing like the same wig and a little business suit and just, like walking completely crouched down on like the tips of like there's your feet, like walking on this.
Right.
Like, not the heel at all, but
Yeah.
like just
Right
beneath the
on the
toes.
ball.
Edna mode is from The Incredibles, Jack
Yes.
says.
Yes.
Um, but just like super efficient, just like on top of everything. That's what I meant by it. As far as your personality, it's more like Garcia from Criminal Minds.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's like the comedic relief. But I'm sorry, we got totally sidetracked. You were talking about a
Oh,
question that was given. I am
yes.
sorry.
Well, Lena was curious. She is one of our group experts. And she was curious. Why is it that you do all of this on YouTube for free?
I don't believe in gatekeeping.
Hmm? She was very surprised because, and I'm not familiar with Europe, I've only been in the States, but she was very, very surprised. And they love the fact that you do this for free. I think it's fabulous. Um,
Well, basically, I don't believe in gatekeeping. Now, as far as the written patterns, yes, those are for sale, because a lot of work goes into writing those.
oh, yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, I do have those for sale. But if you're not in the mood to spend $5, well, you could just watch the video for free.
Right.
And even on my postings of my patterns on Etsy, I said, well, for those of you that are more visually oriented, yeah, you could just watch the video for free. So I am not gatekeeping. Just like, even though I do have memberships for the channel, it's not like I have membership content, like content for members only. I don't have that.
Right.
Where with the members that I do have, I give a recognition and thanks at the end of all of my videos. Since I started doing memberships, I have at the very, very end, it's a special thanks to my members. And it's sort of like a credits list that I have at the very, very, very end after
Yep.
the outro. And it's my way of saying thank you. Um, so the reason why I don't do like members only content is for two reasons. One, I'm already doing enough content to make my head spin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Good night, Julia. So I don't want to do even more content than I already do, but also I don't want to gatekeep.
Yep.
Um, and as far as them being, free, well, I mean, people are super duper generous with their donations through either, PayPal or Super Chat, or doing the memberships, because if they want to contribute regularly, yes, you can do a paid membership.
Yeah.
It's different than a subscription. Being a subscriber, totally great. If you do a membership, yeah, it's a reoccurring monthly fee, like $1 or $2, I think it is,
I think
and
it's
that
99
totally
cents.
helps. Pardon?
99 cents. I
There you
signed
go.
up.
Thank you.
Yep.
So you could be on the list.
Oh,
I haven't
absolutely.
updated it in a week or two, but that is something else that I need to do. I need to get up to date. And Hi, Sasha, and Linda, and everybody. um, so if people want to help in that way, that's one way they could do it, through a paid membership. But also, the biggest, easiest possible way is, at the beginning and at the end, I do have ads. I never have them in the middle. I think YouTube did like at this big overhaul change where all of a sudden all of your videos had ads all throughout. But when
Right.
they started that, I couldn't go through all of my old previous videos because I've got tons of them. I've got hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So it was just the videos from when they made that change to the present day. I'm like, okay, no, we are not having videos interspersed throughout. No, no, no. Just at the beginning and at the end. Um, and that way it doesn't ruin the flow of the
Right.
tutorial. But those ads at the beginning and at the end, that's I would say that is predominantly how I make my income.
Right.
So if you want to help support the channel, and this goes not just for me, but for all YouTubers out there, if you want to help support them, don't hit skip. Now, I understand
Perfect.
that some of the ads, it's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes long.
Right.
You know what? give it a couple minutes and then hit skip, I totally understand. I
Yeah.
get that. Um,
Gotta
but
grab a cup of coffee.
yeah, well, so if you want to help us out, not like I said, not just me, but YouTubers in general, don't skip the ads. And that's another thing. I do not I do not hold you prisoner or captive by doing a non-skippable ad, because I
Right.
think that that's obnoxious. And I don't do that. I always put on skippables, and it's always at the beginning and at the end, so it doesn't ruin the flow. And because I'm not into kidnapping people and holding them hostage or anything like that. So that's, I hope, very
That,
long-winded explanation, but I do
but
hope that that helps.
you know what? That's fabulous, because while I'm learning the Facebook end, I'm still getting a hold of this whole YouTube type thing, and that's a whole nother monkey. And I myself, I don't understand how this works. And I know our members love you, my darling. And by hearing this, they're going to be able to help you, which lets you relax a little bit more. You can stay nice and calm. Maybe not even have to upsize your hook because your tension is so loose because you're relaxed.
Well, it's funny because I have gotten countless comments like, "Oh, you're so calming and relaxing, and I could go to sleep listening to you," and so on and so forth. But honestly, one of the last things I ever feel is relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
With your
it's
schedule, I don't know how you do what you do. I really don't. That's why I'm so glad that you're letting us take care of this Facebook end and fill in the gaps, because
Well,
we're
your
so
gladness is my gladness because I wouldn't be able to do what you're doing. So I've said it again. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you.
well,
Because there's no way that I could do it. But you know, um, that is a tremendous, huge way that people can help is just don't skip the ads.
yeah,
And it's the act of not doing something that
right.
totally helps.
And the thing is like I never realized it, because I just, you sit there and say, oh, I can skip this, cool. But if you take that extra couple of minutes, I mean, it's an ad that's going to be local for you anyway. You might be able to save money on yarn. You never know. It could be a yarn ad. Um, but that's really great information, because I don't think a lot of people know that they
Oh, thank you,
actually,
Christy, for the super
yeah,
chat. Thank you, thank you.
and I have to tell you, your voice is exactly why we added your narrations into the group, because I know, you know how it is. You're on a 1-2 row repeat. You finally figure out the pattern. You can only watch so much on Netflix. And I thought, especially like we have a cabin way up in New Hampshire. There's no power. There's no electricity. There's nothing up there. And the tutorials and the narrations remind me of growing up with my grandparents, and we would all sit around the radio and you would listen to the stories on the radio. Oh, I'm dating myself.
Were you
But
listening to Little Orphan Annie?
we were. But the nice
That little
part is,
chatterbox with the little golden logs?
yeah, well,
Or was
what
it
I
Auburn?
discovered
Was it
is
Auburn logs?
it was, Annie was red hair, I think.
But I'm trying to think of like the word that he used. The
Yeah,
little chatterbox with the
yeah,
little Auburn locks.
the
It's
autumn lock.
Little Orphan Annie.
Yep. But we found, I know when we go up north, we don't have, well, there's two radio stations, English and French. So there's only so much to listen to. And I discovered the other day where you can go onto the YouTube and actually download the narrations into, say, your tablet or your phone or something like that. And especially for us, like when I go to my camp and have no reception, you can bring it and actually play it there. And I just thought it was a fantastic thing to add to the group. And they really are starting to enjoy them. They really, really
Well,
are.
actually, I think what inspired me to do the narrations was because I was listening to a bunch of narrations while I was stitching, um, and one of the ones that I really like is LibriVox.
Nope.
They have a ton of audio narrations that they do. Um, and like with a very wide array of different narrators and books and so on and so forth. And so, I mean, that's also a great resource. Now, I don't know if it's available, all over the place, but the app that I use for audiobooks, for me listening to
Mhm.
audiobooks, it's called Hoopla, Hoopla, and it's free. It's on the Android and the Apple App Store, um, and and you can see audiobooks or ebooks, movies, music. And for me, it was like I had to pop in my library card number
Right.
and my password, and then boom, I'm in. Um,
Oh, I'll have
and
to look into that. That sounds like fun.
Panda says, still think you should do audiobooks, Craig. I do audiobooks.
We have lots of them. We
I
have
do them.
thousands, piles of them.
I do them.
How should our
I get a lot of
Facebook page
variety.
fit right in?
Um, and who's he what's it, so I thought, you know what, I could start doing those too, because for me the audiobooks, it fits into my mission statement of the 3 E's, which
Yeah.
is enlighten, educate, and entertain. And if you can listen to an audiobook while your ears are busy, you can keep your hands busy doing your stitching, and so you can kill two birds with one stone. um, and I mean, it was, as far as what we were talking about for Halloween, yes, there is Poe, but also I did The Monkey's Paw.
Yep.
That's another good Halloween one. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and also, um, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. All right, Scrimshaw Rose says, Craig, I pay for no ads. I hope you get a cut of that money. Actually, yes. If you have a YouTube Premium subscription where you
Mhm.
have no ads, yes, part of that goes to the channels that you watch
Mhm.
as far as ads go. So yes, there is a percentage that does compensate for that. So even if you have no ads through a YouTube Premium membership, it still counts. So good question. I hope that
Oh, this
helps.
is fantastic because I'm learning so much tonight. This is great.
And also the yellow wallpaper. It's not so much of a horror. It's more of like a dramatic thriller, psychological type.
Yep.
But the yellow wallpaper was so good. But yeah, those are all on there as well. And I did, I think, a chapter or two of Dracula, a chapter or two of The Portrait of Dorian Gray. I
Well,
didn't get very far. I would like to go back to those at some point, but I did start.
yeah, I think I want to say we're doing Dorian Gray this month. I think we're starting those next week. Yes, we start.
I'm a bad spider. I didn't follow through and finish them, but uh, Yellow Wallpaper was finished. Monkey's Paw was finished. Um, Sleepy Hollow was finished. Those
Yep.
were finished. So I can rest on those laurels. But yes, there's plenty of stuff that I started but didn't finish. I know, bad
You'll
me.
get to it.
Um,
There's only so much time in the day. You're a busy man.
Darn tootin'. Oh yeah. But I hope that helps clarify
It
that a little
does. It's
bit.
like I'm looking
Um,
forward to in December, we will be doing Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, which is I think will be fun. We also have a special event where we're planning to do, I believe it's 14 days of snowflakes, where we're going to be doing all of the snowflakes right before Christmas. That'll be a great time to get some ornaments made for everyone.
Actually, all right, Sharon says, did I ever watch Penny Dreadful? Yes. I watched season 1 and season 2, I believe. It's really good. Really liked it. Now, Penny Dreadful, the original name Penny Dreadful comes from, it was a series of periodicals um, back in the 1800s in England, if I'm not mistaken, was the origin, and they were little periodicals that were printed up with grisly horror stories, supernatural murders,
Ooh.
all sorts of things. It was uh, there was a lot of like Jack the Ripper and that sort of thing back in the day. And so the show got its name from that type of periodical, and you'd find stuff like, Sweeney Todd or Jack the Ripper or things of that sort, about body snatchers and this, that, and the other. Penny Dreadful, really good series. Now, I will say this. As much as it was a really, really, really good show, it is not for the squeamish. Okay. It is very graphic. It is graphic as far as the horror element.
Mhm.
There's a lot of viscera, there's a lot of gore, but also it's very graphic in a sexual way as well.
Mhm.
So if that sort of thing offends you, whether sexuality or gore, don't watch it.
Nope.
Okay. I will say that. I will put out that disclaimer. But I thought it was a very well done show because you have Dr. Frankenstein, you have his monster, you have uh, I would say Mina, and the equivalent, of her friend. So you've got some vampires going on there. You've got Dorian Gray. You also have a werewolf. Um, what else you got? You've got witches and werewolves and vampires and all sorts of supernatural stuff going on. And I will say this though, okay, if you like
Mhm.
Josh Hartnett, you will
Oh, good. Then I'm
love
going to
the
be watching
show.
that.
He's I will
Mhm.
say this, he is a looker. Okay, he is definitely a looker. Um, and so I thought it was a very, very well done show, and also because I'm a huge fan of Victorian England. Um, the just the architecture, just the environment,
Mhm.
the atmosphere, the scenes, the surroundings, and so forth. It is one of my favorite time periods. Unfortunately, in that time period, you either had everything or you
Yeah.
had nothing. There was not much middle ground. So either you were disturbingly rich or you were disturbingly poor. Um, Penny Dreadful, I believe you can see on Amazon
Oh,
Prime,
all right.
I
I
think.
know that.
Um, I think you can see it on Prime. I know it was on
Yeah.
Netflix, but I don't think it is anymore. But I think it was a really good show. Um, you know, so
He does, and
I
I
hope that
actually, if I
helps.
can't find it online,
Um,
I'll make my. He does his little magic streaming thing, and I'll make him find it for
there you go. Um,
me.
but yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite time periods. That's why I do like Dickens. I like the environment in Dickens more than I like him being
Right?
painfully verbose. Um, because he could spend 20 pages
Oh
talking
yeah.
about a chair.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yeah. Um, but I
Right.
digress. So,
So let me ask,
oh
what
my goodness.
motivated you to start YouTube
Yes.
and to start doing this whole thing?
Okay. Well, when I started, I mean, YouTube was already established, but it was still, it wasn't early days, but it was not what, back when I
Right.
first started. Um, and I would say, okay, years ago, I worked at a Michael's craft store.
Mhm.
And because of my expertise, they wanted me to teach crocheting. And I was like, sure. And so I did. I taught a couple of crochet classes. And I remember one of the classes, there were 6 people.
Mhm.
I was having a nervous breakdown because to teach people crocheting, that many people, it was like a brain overload. I was getting
Yeah.
fried. And by the way, Linda, Gary Oldman is Dracula with the purple shades and the lavender suit with the top hat. That's all I'll say about that. Um, I digress. Um, so I was trying to teach 6 people, and they were all at differing levels of ability.
Mhm.
And the problem is that it's not like an aerobics class where you are at the front of the class and you're doing your thing and they can follow along. No, it works best if you can see what you are
Yeah.
seeing, and that's why doing the tutorials as I do them, where I have my camera set up, with my phone right in front of me, and then I'm stitching right in front of the camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing.
Right.
It works so much better. And I mean, as much as it would be nice to be able to teach people on a bigger scale in person, it's not as feasible.
Right.
It's a lot easier, to see through my eyes and do as I'm doing. It's a lot easier to duplicate the motions,
Right.
you know.
So
So that I think that was what it was, so that I could reach an audience of people and help them in a more effective manner. So that's why I started, filming it that way. And even though when I started, yes, there were also all sorts of tutorials going on at the time. Like I remember one of the first people that I started watching um, was Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and he definitely helped encourage me and my crocheting, not personally, but through me watching his videos, and the thing is, part of me was discouraged, like, well, but if he's already done it, why should I do it? I'm just going to be doing something that's already been done. But everybody has their own season, their own flavor, their own way of teaching, their own way of explaining. Two people can do the
yep.
exact same thing, but they'll do it just slightly bit different. And sometimes what doesn't resonate for one person will resonate with another person.
Yep.
And so that's why I decided, you know what? Why not? And so I just decided, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what happens.
Fantastic. So one thing that I would love to know, and
I hope
actually
that makes sense.
I had someone mention to me in a comment the other day that was kind of off in left field, but it dawned on me
All right,
on your Facebook group at the
Tara,
very
Tara, your image is completely frozen.
okay, let me see. I'm going to refresh this.
You're breaking up a bit. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Okay, I apologize. Yeah, because you've been stuck in the same visual position. Oh, 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 oh.
Is that better?
There we go.
There
Sorry
we
about
go.
that.
Oh no, that's me and technology at its finest.
That's okay. Well, no, you're doing fabulous with the technology. Trust me, believe you me. So I'm sorry, you were saying.
So on the very top of our Facebook group, there is a crocheted doll. Where did he come from and where is he?
Actually, I have no idea where he is. I think he went, he took a powder. Um, um, no, okay. So actually, I did make him. Actually, the funny thing is, I only made him from the waist up. I never finished him.
Right.
And actually, that I made from, it was a book
Mm-hmm.
called Amigurumi
Oh.
with an ME at the end. It's a really good book where it teaches you how to make people, and it has
Right.
all these different like bits and bobs. It's like, okay, you've got this kind of hat, you've got this kind of head, this kind of nose, this kind of ear, this kind of outfit. And so it's how you can literally make anybody by taking all these different components and
Right.
smushing them together. You can make a person. And on the cover of the book is, I want to say Pee Wee Herman, Willie Nelson, Mr. T, Frida Kahlo. And it's based off of taking all those different components, sticking them together, and making a person. So you can make people that look just like you or somebody else.
Right.
It's a great, great book. I would totally recommend it. And I believe you could probably find it on Amazon. So it's Amigurume as opposed to
Oh,
Mi.
hi.
So
Okay.
it's Amiguru me, as in moi.
Right. That
Um,
makes, but
and
I just
so
they love your doll. They love him. We want
I was going to make a pair of wire glasses, like little wire framed glasses to go
right,
with it, but I never did, and I don't know what happened to him. He's around somewhere.
right.
Um, and you could
So
also use wire, inside the limbs, so you could have posable limbs,
right,
and then like a rod, like a dowel through the torso, through the neck, into the head,
yep.
so that his really thin neck,
Oh,
like
geez.
flip flopping all over the place.
Yep.
Hello, Sue Ann. Um,
Oh,
so
lucky birds. We have three birds. There's an African gray, a yellow nape, and a cockatiel. You may hear two cockatiels. That's the African gray thinking he's a cockatiel. Sorry, I just saw the questions. Yes, we have birds.
you have no reason to apologize. You're good. But yeah, so it was. I don't remember the author. I do apologize, but it was Amigurumi. It's a really really good book. It's very easy to understand. There's tons and tons and tons of different components that you can add together to create a completely different person. I think there's even some pets actually that you can make there, like a little cat, a little dog. Um, I would totally recommend it if you're interested in making specifically people as opposed to like creatures or animals.
Right.
If you want to make people that look like actual people, I would recommend that. Um, I only maybe made like one or two actual finished ones. One of them actually, when I had gotten some piercings done eons ago, I did a crocheted doll of, it was the piercer's girlfriend, and he
Mhm.
sent me photos, and so she had a faux hawk and some piercings. I couldn't do her tattoos; she was covered in them.
Right.
Um, um, Helen wants to know my chest size. That's personal. And my sleeve length, honestly, I don't know. But as far as like size wise, I'm like, for like a t-shirt, I'm a large. If that's any indication. Um, uh, how are you not nervous when doing a video, Craig? I hide it really well, Dreams. I hide it very, very well. Usually, I'm one big ball of anxiety. And that actually is sometimes when I shake doing my tutorials, sometimes that is part of the reason why.
Yep.
Or I've had too much caffeine, or I haven't had anything to eat in a while, but that's sometimes the reason why. Um but yeah, I hope that answers the question as far as the amigurumi.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because they love that doll. He's fantastic. Now you have other artwork out there. We have on your Etsy group. That picture is fantastic. Is the artist a friend? Do they have commercially work available? Like, where does
Coworker.
all this artwork
Um,
come from?
One of my coworkers in a different department, I commissioned her to do the artwork for me.
Mhm.
We did an artist's trade where I want to say it was I think it was a virus shawl that I did for her I want to say it was Karen cakes. I think it was like a pear color. It was like a green, lovely green pear color.
Mhm.
And so did an artist's trade where she did the artwork for me, and I gave her, oh, Panda, thank you so much. Panda just put up a link to the book. Thank you,
Oh,
Panda. Panda, you rock my little world. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, so she did the artwork for me, and I
mhm.
gave her some crocheted goodies in exchange. And so actually, I have him on my wall right over there, with his little fedora and knitting needles in two hands and coffee in the other hand.
Oh,
Um,
he's fabulous.
so yeah,
Absolutely
so she did
fabulous.
that. Yeah, she did that. And for a while, I did have some Fiber Spider merch on
Mhm.
Teespring, and sort of fell out of that, while back, a while ago. Um, And Helen says, I have some double flannel and would like to try making you a shirt. I only ask the question because I would like it to fit, and my family members are very picky. I understand about that, but
Mhm.
that's so sweet of you. That is very, very sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't be like more helpful. Like as far as let's see, do I? All right, I got my tape measure right here.
There you go.
Let's see. I mean, as far as sleeve length, I'm doing this kind of like on the fly here. Like I'm going to start at my wrist and then extend my arm and then go to my shoulder. Like right here. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Is about 25 inches. As far as my chest size, I don't know. That's kind of personal. Me and my bust. I've been developing.
Right.
Uh, I have been gaining weight. I will say that. I don't know what cup size I am, but about if it's taut, I'm about 40 inches. If we're going around like the girthiest part of me, um, about 40-ish inches, and that's if I'm having it tight. So I hope that helps, to some extent. You don't have to do that for me though, seriously. You know, the first one was being weird. That's okay, Panda. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Mhm.
Night,
So
Linda.
how did you come up with the name Fiber Spider? Where did this come from?
Um, I don't know. It kind of the sort of rhyming-ish sound name of it. 2 syllables, Iber, Eider. It was cute. The idea of like a little spider, really caffeinated, stitching the night away.
Right.
It kind of made sense to.
Right. And then
What
another
what's what
thing I
size do you wear? Small, medium, or large? Sharon says. I wear a large shirt. Not I wouldn't say extra large, but I wear a size large.
right,
Um, excuse me. I mean, I think that spiders are fascinating creatures. Sometimes they kind of spook me, but for the most part, I just like admire them and be like, oh, okay, you're hanging out. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Like if they're in my home, I don't bother them. They don't bother me. Now, if if one decided to start, making him, self-present on my bed or something like that, it's like, oh no, no, I'm sorry, you got to go. Um, but like, uh, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, or something like that, it's like, no, actually, I would much rather them be there than other things.
absolutely, absolutely. So, and then the last question that our members had for you was, do you have any gadgets that have been put on the market recently, be it spools for knitting, looms? Are there any gadgets out there that you like that you would recommend to people to try?
Well, honestly, I don't really use a lot of gadgetry. Um, I mean, yarn bowls are really cool. Those I think are cool. Um, uh, oh, Helen says that helps greatly. I will put the numbers in my computer program. It calculates patterns. Nobody in my family wears earth colors. Well, I love earth colors. You know that. Earthy, autumnal.
Mhm.
Mm, mm.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to look like an autumn tree. Um, it's like in a Lord of the Rings Ent in the autumn.
Nope.
Um, uh, but as far as gadgetry, I mean, for the most part, it's just crochet hooks, knitting needles. I mean, as far as the crochet hooks go, do I have one handy? Yes. As far as the crochet hooks, the ones that I have from Leto Workshop
Yep.
are my favorite. Now, I am not being paid to say this, but yeah, um, uh, Sh Sharon, I think I have, and it was lovely, if I'm remembering correctly. Thank you. Yes, Tie-Dye Dawn says, yes, the Leto hooks, these are my favorite. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again, they are not cheap, but you get what you pay for. These are phenomenal. I've used them consistently for years. I absolutely love them, and they are gorgeous. And I mean, they also have others where it is a wooden handle, but a metal hook, and it will specify if it's like a boy or a Clover or a Susan Bates style hook. And so, I mean, they have these, which are on the less expensive spectrum, but I do love the Leto hooks. Definitely, they are my favorite. As far as the knitting needles go, Xiaogu. Xiaogu interchangeable knitting needles are my favorite. The cords do not ink, they do not coil, they do not have muscle memory, so it makes them a lot easier to work with. I have recommended them countless times. Again, hashtag not sponsored.
Right.
Um, by the way, Margaret says that she loves the blanket behind you. It is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. That was actually a Hooked on Sunshine design. That is hooked on grannies.
Well, it's lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, no, you actually, anyone who is familiar with the Hooked on Sunshine group, I actually used to ferry for them a couple of years ago. And then I went out on the road with my son in a semi truck. So we took a couple of years off. And then I found Fiber Spider, and here I am having fun.
Hi Dyson says the plain shorter $1 shipping was $9 from Kiev, waiting for 3 to arrive. Well, go you. I'm sure that they appreciate everybody's support and everybody's help because yes, they are located in Ukraine. Yes, they are going through enough,
Yeah.
more than enough. So every bit of support, I'm sure is more than welcome. And they are darling people. They are absolutely the sweetest people. Um, and so, if you can support them, great. But those are my favorite hooks, definitely. Before that, I used to use, Clover Amour. Those are really good with a nice ergonomic grip. I need the ergonomic grip.
Yeah.
That's non-negotiable. When I first started, I was using the Boy aluminum hooks.
Mhm.
I like the hook tip much so, but they were so small that, yeah, eventually I was getting like carpal tunnel. I was getting a lot of pain issues because I don't just crochet for an hour.
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
me too.
you know,
It's an all day process.
yeah, it's an ongoing thing. But I mean that's pretty much it as far as like the tools slash gadgetry that I use.
Right.
But not sponsored, but I can't recommend them enough.
Mhm.
The Xiaogus, like I said, the cords are awesome. They're sharp. They have different lengths of needles, a
Mhm.
4-inch or a 5-inch, different lengths of cordage. It's all interchangeable. The interchangeable Xiaogu knitting needle sets, they are not cheap. Again, I will say that they are not cheap, but it's an investment. They are worth it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something that you're going to have for years. And I found having the right equipment for the job just makes it so much easier. I
Yeah.
had this
As
like,
far,
I used to
I'm
use the
sorry.
furl hooks and I loved them. But when you use a furl on one of these and you're doing puffs, I couldn't do it. The ergonomic, the
Um,
handles were great, but
Dream
I had to
says,
go
what
back
about
over my
a
clovers.
Dream says, "What about a cake maker from a skein?" For that, actually, I do have a cake, like a cake winder, that I had gotten. This was a while back. I did a review slash unboxing of another crochet hook set, and they sent me a yarn winder. Um, I did use that for a while, but my mom uses it more than I do. I actually excuse me, I end up balling most of my yarn. That's what I usually end up doing. Hi, Stephanie. um, but yeah, I mean, I don't go in for like a lot of like gadgetry and whatnot. Like this, I use
Yeah.
on like practically all of my videos, which makes it a
Mhm.
lot easier as far as doing the timestamps videos. This
Yep.
is actually a clover row counter. I've had this since like day one. I absolutely love this thing. Of course, there's a million types just like it on the market, but this one, I it's my baby. It's my baby.
Nice.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Right?
Um, was that all your questions?
Well, there's a couple. A lot of them are wondering if at any point we know that it is a ton of work, but do you have plans to expand on your Etsy
As far as
and
patterns?
get some more? Yeah.
There is one that I have the prototype of the project completely done. I just have to
Mhm.
write the pattern out. And I was going to do it for October, but time has a fun way of sneaking up on you. So it's probably going to actually go out in December. I'll tell you this, it's a blanket.
Yep.
And I wanted to do it for October so that people could make it in time for Christmas, but
Mhm.
time got ahead of me, and I still need to write out the pattern. I need to send it out to testers and have them verify that it's all good. And also, it's not a short pattern, it's a long pattern
Yep.
with a big multiple. And I want to say it's a big repeat.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a 34 row repeat.
Okay. I think I might know which one that is.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You
Right now
do.
we're
It's
putting
a
that in.
34
Oh,
row repeat,
guys, when this
and
comes out, you
it's
want it. You want it.
a 34 row repeat, and it's like a 20. Well, it's about like a 20 multiple, like a 2021 multiple, thereabouts. Like, yeah, it's not short. Um, so
But it's
it's going to take a bit of doing.
gorgeous. It's
Thank you.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Can't wait for
Um,
that one.
Bottle cap blanket. All right. Let's see who said that. Christy, do you mean, if you mean this with the little hexes, yes, I'm still working on this. That when I was undergoing issues and going to the hospital, I was like, no, I am not going yet. I need to finish this first. When this is done, then you can wrap me and use it as my death shroud. But no, I need to finish this quilt first. So if that's what you were referring to, Christy, I am still working on that. Um, um, but yeah, so there will be a pattern coming out probably in December regarding that. Thank you, Christy. So yeah, I do plan on doing more written patterns for Etsy. It's just work, 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 work.
Well, and especially you've got a fabulous one coming up tomorrow too. Noon time.
It's short and sweet. It's
Hmm.
short and sweet, but I wasn't geared up to do a particularly long tutorial or anything, but I will have a tutorial out tomorrow.
Yep.
It's something that I could do in spite of everything going
Yep.
on. But yeah, there will be a tutorial. I filmed it. I just have to upload it.
Yep.
Do you have any frog amigurumi patterns? Or well, I don't have a frog, but I do have a bunny. I've got a teddy bear. I
Little spider.
think I've got like a little spider, a little ghost, a pumpkin. Um, I think I
And
also
there
have like
was
a
a bean
gumdrop
guy.
monster.
Yeah.
A what?
There was like the
Yeah,
little
like,
bean guy.
You know, he's like he's like a bloop. You know, he's like a
Yeah,
little gumdrop.
yeah.
He's sort of nondescript. Um, but yeah, I've got him up there as well. You know, I've done a couple, but frogs haven't done. I really want to do a sheep at some point.
Ooh, that would be cool.
I would love to do a sheep. You
That
know,
would
but
be exactly,
I
and
need to
that
do him
would,
justice. He needs to have like a sort of like a woolly, excuse me, like a woolly texture.
right. And you know,
Um,
it's kind of, if you did a sheep, that'll bring you right back to your mom's crochet because she has.
Everything's full circle.
Oh, it is. It is. It's amazing how this world works, isn't it? With
Well, I mean, it's funny though. Like, if I ever get on my mom's bad side, you know, she has this really darling expression. I gave you life, I can take it away.
that we can. That we can.
Thank you, Darth Mom. Do you have any favorite go-to yarn you reach for? Honestly, I would say it's the stuff that's most accessible. So generally, anything by Lion Brand or Red Heart, you know, because that I can get at a Michael's or a Walmart very easily. Whether it's Mondoa or um, uh, Thank You Panda, um, you know, Mondoa, Pound of Love, Ice Cream, Red Heart Ombre, Red Heart Stripes. You know, I go for accessible, you know, and also affordable, you know, because as much as I love some of the more bougie yarns, it's not something that everybody has access to or can afford. So I like to go with stuff that is more universal, like a weight of 4 or a weight of 3 acrylic. It's accessible. Joan says, please take the time that you need to rest, get off social media, and realize all these deadlines can be postponed because you're a fiber spider and you're great at what you do. Thank you.
Very well said, Joan. I agree completely.
Thank you.
You know, we need to keep you healthy so you can keep creating more magnificent things.
It sounds like you just want to exploit me.
Well, you know, it's been a lot of fun, though. We're having a lot of good fun with it.
Oh my goodness. Can you believe it's been like 2 hours?
Wow. It only seems like it's been 10 minutes. It's fun, though.
Oh, but it's been fun
Oh, it
though.
has.
I would love to have you on again.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it. I think by coming on here, I think it's going to bring our face group back full circle and everything is going to start to work together the way it should again. Between having the resources set up on our end that tie into the YouTube, I would love to come back. This was fun. This was fun.
Well, I appreciate not just you coming on today, but everything that you're doing on Facebook. I thank you so very much for that.
You're very welcome.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Ellen says, did your mom finish the peachy one? Did she enjoy it? Glad you gave it to her. You were right about it not going with the other colors. Well, actually, yes, she was working on a granny Mobius cowl, and she did really like it. For her taste, it was a little bit thin. I think she might have doubled it, but she did really like it, and she thanks you, Helen. But you know, you're so very helpful to me, Tara. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
And all of you guys out there in YouTube land, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for joining me today, and all of your really kind and warm and fuzzy and supportive comments for my video that I did back on Tuesday. Thank you for that too. You know, this week, yes, for the most part, I've just been trying to take it easy, you know, have some, you know, chill spider time. And, you know, everybody out there, thank you ever so much. And you guys know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, you know, take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see all you guys in my next video. Thank you so much, everybody. And bye for now.
Bye, guys. Thank